Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as we have previously seen that what is the use of the assets and what are the different type of assets, how does the different type of folders in Orchestrator, if it's classic or modern, plays a role in creating or setting an asset, how to set the property or the permission, edit the permission in Orchestrator. Today we are going to see that what if we do not want to store the credential on Orchestrator, and so then in that scenario how should we get in the credential, or how then we should store the configurable values or the config path. So for that we can use the Windows Credential Manager, and UiPath has even provided activities to get the credential from the Windows Credential Manager or to set the value there. So today we're going to see what all activities are provided for the Credential Manager and how we can use them in our workflow. So those are available in the system under the system head. So under the system, if we see the credential head, under that we get these 4 activities which would interact with the credential manager of Windows to serve the same purpose of storing the credential or editing it or deleting it. So let's get started, and we'll first add a credential. Then we'll try to get that credential. Then we will be deleting that credential. So let's first see how to add a credential in the credential manager. So from here, you'll have to select in the type of the credential type, if it's a domain password or domain certificate, or if it's a generic thing. So you can select select the generic, and that will store both the username and password. Persistence type could be a session. So what would the session do? That once you log off, that particular thing or the asset which you have created would then be erased. Local computer is even if you log off and log in again, it would be available in locally to you. An enterprise would be available to all the users who are on the same, you could say, the connection. So it would be available to them. So as for now, I'll keep it local computer, that even if I log out and log in again, that credential is available to me. The target type could, in easy way, you can say that it acts as an asset name or asset name for your credentials or for the text type. So I'll name it Anmol test cred, that is testing credentials. I'll select in the username as Anmol, and I'll type in the password as, here you type in the password, you give the password in the string format. But as I've told you, we should avoid doing that thing that we pass in the password or any such confidential information in string format. So you can anyway convert string to secure string, but for that also you'll have to mention that password in that function which we use in, as we have seen previously, that we converted the secure string to string so that we can see the password. Likewise, you can do the other way around thing, that you can convert your string to secure string. So I'll type in 1 to 9, and the result would tell you whether it was executed successfully or not. It would be a Boolean thing, and you can check in the value. If it's false, that means the credential is not set, and if it's true, that means the credential is set to Credential Manager. So first we'll open the Credential Manager to show that as for now, no such credential is available in the Windows Credential Manager. So we see here that these are the credentials already available here. Now, if we just run it, then we'll again see that whether this particular credential has been added or not. So let's run it. Okay, so just stop the execution. Now let's open the Credential Manager to see. Okay, so we're not able to see it. So let's just go back and come again so that it gets updated. And now if we see here, so we get this Anmol test cred here. It's modified today. And if we see in the value, so we have the username is Anmol, the password as in it's not showing, it's secure string, the internet to network address. So that is what the name we have given to our asset, and the persistence is local computer. Now, if we want to delete this, or we want to, first we'll see how we can, get this credential. So we'll just have to type in the target, that is the name. So in the target, we'll type in this thing. And the persistence type, what is the persistence type? We know it's local computer. And the result would tell you whether it's true or false. But if you want to get in the values, so for that, we'll store it in username and password variable. Let's see if you already have the, yeah, we have the variable created. So just to avoid confusion, I have deleted all of them and we'll be creating new. So we'll have control K password and control K username. And we'll drag in a message box to see the output, or we can have in a write line. So let's just print in the values of username, and then we'll print in the values of password, and let's run it now. Okay, so is it secure string? Where are we getting the error? Let's see. Okay, so it is secure string. So the password is secure string. So now to print in the password, you know that how we can print in. So we can print in using new system.net.network credentials, and then we'll passing string.empty, and comma we'll pass in the secure string, which is in this, and then we'll pass in password. So now this has been created to string type, and we'll remove this add credential thing and we'll click on run, which would get us the username and password from the Windows Credential Manager. First, once we retrieve, so we have retrieved that this is the username and this is the password. So now we'll check in that if we want to delete a credential, so we'll just pass in the target name and we will delete it. So here goes the target name. And once it is deleted, this particular thing would not be able to get in the password from there, from the credential manager, because it no longer exists. So if we see is success, and now if we drag in a message box to show that whether is success is true or false, so we'll get to know that it's false if it does not exist anymore, because we are first deleting that credential from the credential manager. Once it's deleted, we'll not be able to retrieve it. So it says false, that is no such target name is found in credential manager, and so you do not get any value in username and password. If we open the credential manager, so we'll be able to see that there is no such value present. So it's gone because you deleted it. Okay, so now if we see in the last one, which is request credentials, so this basically can help you that when you make attended bar and you install it on your client machine, or you make it run on your client machine, so the client every time comes, runs it from the system tray and the bot does it work. But what if he has to type in a password, it is something very secure and he does not want it to run in unattended mode or like that, and he wants to enter in the password himself. So this request credential will do the job. If it's very secure, he does not want the password to be stored anywhere. So what this would do, this would request the password, the client would enter it, and then the bot would do the other task. So this would just simply act as an input dialog box, wherein you will type in your password for XYZ portal. So this would be the message or a dialog prompt box which would appear on your client machine, and then you can store in the password. So we have the password and you can store in the username. So what error is it giving? Okay, so this is of type string. Okay, now it's gone. You drag in a message box to, and now because you have the value in these two variables, you can use them to log into a certain portal which is required in the your solution. So this is the way where you can use your request credential if the solution does not require your credential to be stored in the credential manager or in the orchestrator. So this request credential would help you, which would help your client or business to gain in the confidentiality that yeah, they are not, passing in the password and the username. So they can use this. So if I type in, okay, my username is Anmol and my password is ABCDEF. So I get this, that okay, this is the username and this is the password. I can, pass in these two variables which are having the value to the required workflow to log into the portal. So this is the use of the request credential, delete credential, get secure credential, and add credential. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Thanks for watching the video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for instant updates. Thank you.